It was so much shorter than the Binge Buddies one. Thought I had more time.
There's a bass line on that one too that's just like boom. I'm like, okay, my headphones are good. I like it.
So hi, welcome to After the Hype. Your host, as used to be, I guess, always. It's never not been me, Brian Dressel. With me, as always, is Jonathan Hardesty.
It's been a minute.
It's been more than a minute. I remember saying like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get going again," and then that didn't happen. And now, like, I'm not even gonna say we're getting going again. We had a good idea for an episode, and since we're putting more and more videos up on our page, figured why wouldn't this be one of those? Yeah. How you been, John?
Very busy with work and other hobbies, and kind of keeping an eye on the Binge Buddies feed and making sure that thing gets up on YouTube.
Well, I did not tell you about this when we were setting up, but I do have a question for you.
Sure.
You ready? It's going to be one of our banners.
Oh my goodness. Where have
for like all of the 10 legacy fans we have. If you're not watching, it says, "Where have you been doing?" Just our old segment where we used to say like a movie or something that we've done recently that's kind of cool. We can start with that before we jump into the topic of the day.
I do remember most guests looking at that, like hearing you say, "Where have you been doing?" and then just kind of going blank as you throw them off, and
no idea how to respond to that.
Right. Well, I mean, I can start if you want.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of tabletop stuff, following a lot of different people and learning new systems. So I've done a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and these days I've been trying to catch up on other things. There's an indie scene, actually, that isn't so corporatized and things like that. So I've been enjoying that, learning a lot of different things, delving into very light wargaming, like, moving pieces that represent armies. Not so much to where I can call myself a wargamer or have to get the paints out, but it's been taking a lot of time and a lot of reading time because there's rules and different people have different ideas, and it's kind of been fun. It's been fun in a way that I wasn't expecting and engrossing in a way that I wasn't ready for.
I mean, there's, the fans out there are obsessed. So I get it, even if I'm not into it. Mine has been, I've been watching the fuck out of Gotham of all shows. I did that Batman video, go on our channel and look it up, where I talked about why I just love the character Batman, not because of his villains, but because he's Batman. And at that point I'd watched a little bit, like Chewie had kind of got me to watch some of it, and then I have just gotten obsessed with it. And now, as I've gotten obsessed with it, they're pulling it off of HBO Max. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, as I'm only like 2 episodes into season 3. I can try to finish it in the next 10 days, but we'll see.
That answered my question. How many days did you have?
Yeah. I think it's actually 19 days from today. Okay. But so it's a possibility, but I'm good for like maybe 1 or 2 episodes a night, and then I'm out. So
yeah, no, I guess I was curious. I was going to give Gotham a try if it was on there, but I guess not.
No, but it's like it's good. It's not like, it has moments of greatness is how I describe it. Like there's parts where it's like, holy shit, like this is too good. And that's mostly whenever it's the Penguin or whenever like the Riddler finally shows up. Like I'm kind of obsessed with the two of them, which I'm finding out I'm just like 10 years behind the times on it because everyone was. Like apparently
every reaction you're giving is just like everyone's like, yeah, we know, we did this.
Yeah, we know,
man.
We've been there, we did that.
and you're like,
but it's really good.
I just do things after the hype.
I jumped on the Far Cry Reddit today to talk about Far Cry 3, and they're like, we're like trying to spec out like what 7's going to look like. Yeah, but 3's really good, guys. Like I'm replaying it. It's great.
Have you guys heard of 3? I'm telling you, 3 is where it's at.
Voss is a great villain. Oh, okay. My bad. All right. I can use that to segue today. Speaking of great villains. It's kind of a segue. It works.
Yeah. I'll buy it.
Yeah. Buy it for $1. No, this actually cost me, I think, $6 because I had to rent the third one, which was frustrating because now it's streaming on Peacock. When we did this, when we were like talking about doing this the first time, 3 was not streaming yet, so I had to pay for it. And then a week later.
Yeah, I had to rent it. I had to rent it as well. 3. 2 was fine, and 1 was, they were both streaming on, I think, Amazon, which is where I watched it.
Okay. And then, Peacock had to go put the cock in Peacock, what they did. But, we're talking Terrifier.
Yep.
So Terrifier, I wanted to talk about this one, and I wanted to keep it more of a small audience, or a small conversation.
Sorry.
Audience will happen on its own. So self-deprecating today.
Punchy at self.
But there was... I got invited to go to Halloween Horror Nights, and then I saw they're doing a Terrifier house, which to me was just like this big signal, like, oh, art has truly broken through to being like the next, this guy. Like, he's the next big horror icon, which we have not had, I would say, legitimately since Chucky. Like, there's an argument for Ghostface with Scream, but since it's a different guy every single time, or girl, sorry, that happens as well. It doesn't feel as like, yes, the mask is iconic beyond compare, but there's no like specific killer in there.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. I'm with you on that. Like,
Yeah.
it sits in that weird category of like, yeah, he is part of the slasher thing, but like he and she, like,
Yeah.
all of them who wear the costume, it's not distinctively one person.
Yeah, so it's like, is it Ghostface that's like in the horror lexicon, and then which like it's just it gets messy too quick. So I'd say like, since Chucky, I'll throw Ghostface in there to a degree, but like the real last guy we got was probably Chucky until the guy behind you.
Yeah. Oh,
with,
wait, where? Oh no.
With Art the Clown. I'll take a very brief pause to tell my Art the Clown story. I think I've told it on other podcasts before, but I'm going to tell it here. Before part 3 came out, I had seen the other 2 and I was very, very nervous, but I had to see 3 in theaters. Like I had to do it because I wanted to experience Terrifier in a crowd.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it'd be worth it. And it was. But on my way down, I like just talked to my wife. I'm like, I'm actually like a little bit uncomfortable. Like, I don't know why, but like those first 2 movies really stuck with me. And I never rewatched them until we did it for this conversation. So I have thoughts on that as well. But I was kind of nervous. She's like, you'll be fine. Just go to it. I'm like, yeah, but it just kind of makes me uncomfortable. And she's like, Art the Clown isn't real. He can't hurt you. I'm like, fair. Right. So I head all the way down to the theater. It's walking distance from my apartment. I sit down in the front row where I bought my ticket because it was rather sold out. And about 2 minutes before showtime, David Thornton fucking walks in the theater and is standing like right in front of me. So not only is Art the Clown real, he was in my fucking theater. Just, like, immediately start like panic texting my wife, like, he's real and he's here. But it was cool getting to see. He was just there with his buds. I had found out later he had moved to the same city I live in. So it's like, oh, wow. Like, it wasn't like a special screening. He didn't like do a Q&A or anything like that. He just happened to be in the theater, like applauding his own handiwork. So it was kind of a cool way to see 3.
And then he moves into your neighborhood, and then like you got to start worrying.
Oh, he does. He lives in my neighborhood.
Oh, God. Okay. So
yeah.
Should I watch out? Should I be like, you put me on speed dial if you do that anymore?
He just seems like a cool guy, if I'm being honest. Like, it kind of seems nice. I mean, he's obviously a bit of a weirdo, but beyond that, he just seems kind of like a nice guy. But anyhow, so kind of going back to that original thought that I had, which was I want to talk about Terrifier because I want to go to the Halloween Horror Nights. I want to get into it, but every first watch of these movies has stuck with me and just kept me this continual uncomfortable to the point where I'm nervous seeing them. And I watch a lot of horror movies. I love horror movies, my favorite genre. But Terrifier stuck with me, and I'm glad we did this rewatch because I kind of dispelled a lot of that power.
Oh, nice.
Like, I don't feel as bad about him anymore. I think that first like impact was very impactful, and it stuck with me more. But now I can I can just enjoy them for what they are. Well, enjoy is tough, but I can experience them for what they are.
Relative terms. Yes. Enjoy. Yeah. Consume. That's also accurate, but not quite right either.
The first one is very accurate. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the right way to phrase it, but now I can watch them and not be as nervous about them. Like, I'm not as terrified anymore. But what about you? So you just watched them the first time for this conversation, right?
Yeah, I'd always been kind of curious to watch them.
You were curious?
Terra curious. No, I've always I've seen a lot of trailers and commercial marketing for this, and when you watch a lot of horror films, the characters show up. Like, you just get those conversations. But I've never wanted to pull the plug, or not pull the plug. I've never wanted to take the plunge. just because there's a certain line you get to with horror and slashers where it's like if it gets too violent or too bloody, it's I don't know. Like I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with that, or if I'd ever be in the right mood. And then you brought it up to do this for this thing, and I was like, okay, well, I have an excuse now. I have something kind of a structured goal to get to watch this. So even if I start to chicken out, which I was worried I might, I'd be like, this is too much for me, man. I was trying to figure out if I would have to do that, like pull a ripcord or something.
Did anything in any of the movies get you there?
No, actually.
Okay.
Which I was surprised about because I was like, surely there'll be something. But then I'm like, well, I mean, we get to the border, we get close sometimes, but yeah, no, I was expecting it to be almost worse than it was.
I get that.
But yeah.
Like they have a lot of hype to them.
Yeah, they have a lot of hype to them. But I think what got me kind of in this, since you kind of got to see them staggered before the first time, right? Like months apart.
I saw the first one a couple weeks before the second one came out, and then it took me a while to get to the second one, but I saw the second one, then the third one. But yeah, I wasn't able to binge them until this. No.
Yeah, it was every night for me. It was like 1, 2, 3, and that's what got me more so than the stuff in there. By the third one, I was worn out.
Yeah, I watched all 4 Hatchets in a weekend. Like I get it. Like by the end of it, it's like okay, that's just a lot of chunks of people.
yeah. So that was kind of like I jumped in and then dove deep real fast.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of where I am with that. Like I'd always been waiting to do it unsure, and then just kind of dove in and got the full blast of Art the Clown in my face. So.
All right. Well, because the stuff I was going to touch on, what you said, we can all fold into our first segment here. What's good? And there is like, okay, there's when I get to bad, I'll get to the things that bump me because I have something in 1 and 3. Actually, a couple things in 3. Only one thing in 1. Only not the thing you'd expect either, which it probably should be, but it's not. But then the good stuff is almost entirely just 2. 2, I think, is just a all-around good movie. I mean, for what it is, but like I think 2 is just a solid film through and through.
Wish I could disagree just for drama's sake, but no, I pretty much agree with you. This will be yep, you're right. Yeah, I totally get it.
No, like the first time I watched 2, it was more like I was just so shocked because it's a long movie. It's like 2.5 hours long, or like over 2. Like, and it's only that long because you have to watch people get murdered for so long. People survive so much shit in this movie. Like they all die eventually, but it's a long road. except for the mom in 2. She gets a real quick road, but she's the only one.
Yeah, my goodness.
But either way, the thing that I think is probably the best and what everyone kind of gravitates to is obviously Art. Like Art is the guy, and we have something here. We're not gonna play sound over it, but just so we can kind of see what
kind of his introduction. Yeah.
So,
which is kind of honestly the first thing I've ever seen of this character. Just any autoplay that shows up, any marketing, I've always seen like this scene. So like this is my introduction to him even before watching all these. I'm just like, that's distinctive. His performance is distinctive. It's
distinctive, and it's when we were talking about doing this thing, I used a phrase that now is just stuck in my head of he's magnetic. Like he is, you want to be in the room with him from the safe side of the TV screen, of course. But there is something like he really draws you in, and it's like you look at Pennywise the clown from far enough away, he looks like a normal clown, and you could see like how kids could be like, oh, I can get a little close to this clown. Art is terrifying from the moment you see him. He never looks safe. And that's why this scene, I think, is so good. If you're only listening to this one, eventually we upload it to our thing. We're watching the diner scene, like John said. And like he is just playing, like making faces at them, just kind of being a general goofball. Great timing.
Yeah. making just the oddest, creepiest faces. And doing something that's like very mime-like, which you've got your Pennywise and all that, where they're prancing around like a clown, but like he's miming things too. He never speaks, and he just acts
never makes
in
a
way
sound.
that, and that really stood out to me watching this. Just everything is physical with him. You have to see it. You don't have to hear any of it. I mean, sorry for those listening again, but just, yeah, the menace in his physicality is all like the presence there. I mean, it's the Christopher Reeve Clark Kent thing where he's like, he leans back and he's Superman. Like those subtle changes, that's all here.
And like, he just looks so damn evil until he smiles. And then granted, like, his mouth keeps him pretty damn evil because it's always like bloody and teeth and whatnot. But like, just his facial animation throughout this scene, like, it's very, very engaging. And like, everyone in this room is fucked. Well, I think you assume the brunette girl is going to be fine because she feels like a final girl. Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah. No, this scene does so much. Like, they're setting up the two of them, what your expectations are going to be. Honestly, I based a lot of my expectations for this movie in this scene because I was like, oh, here we go. Here's what you're doing here. Here's what you're doing in. I was kind of trying to autocomplete this movie, and to its credit, this kind of turns it on its head for me. I was happy to be surprised.
So if we're talking like what's good in these movies, it's like this movie to me is the worst one. I'm not a big fan of one. And it's mostly because it just kind of feels like a snuff film beyond this scene. Like after this, it's just Murder Town. And like, it's just gruesome fucking Murder Town. Has the very famous, the girl gets sawed in half from the wrong way down. And it's not fun to watch. It's kind of like the tree scene to me in Evil Dead where I'm like, this adds no entertainment to this movie. I don't want to watch it. It's just gross. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the what's bad, because there's also the side of it that is one of the most impressive practical kills I've ever watched in a movie. So I can severely dislike it and be like wholly impressed at the same time.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was expecting in terms of the quality of the VFX or the VFX, just the special effects, any of it. I wasn't sure what I was expecting. The gore. I don't think I was expecting it to be any good, actually. If I may be a little ungenerous, I was thinking it would be very obviously cheap and bad. And wow, I was even the dreaded scene, even the dreaded chain, the
sawing scene,
the saw scene, even that scene, I was just like,
the seesaw.
I'm feeling grossed out by this because you're getting close, like you're getting a feeling of closeness to how like
it's too close to the wrong side of the uncanny valley.
Yeah, and that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. And then then moving forward, so I have we'll jump to a different one. I'll do the same thing here and just not play it with sound so we can keep talking what's good. This is originally supposed to be a half hour. I have a feeling we're probably going to go 45 minutes, but if it's it's not a show with me if we don't go over by an embarrassing amount.
Well, right, yeah. I was like, will we have enough to talk about with this?
There's always enough to talk about. But all right, so here is again played on mute. I hope. Yes, it is. A scene from part 2, which is very similar to the stuff in part 1, where it's the diner scene. In this one, it's the costume shop here, where Sienna sees Art for the first time, and kind of continuing like that. What's good in this thing is Art and him being magnetic. And I like they took kind of the blood out of his teeth in 2, and it looks more like black. So it doesn't feel as like immediate. Like, why would you go anywhere near this fucking thing?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. There was something different. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Not that I would want to, but like it was bloodier in the first one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks more approachable. He looks more just like a crazy Halloween guy than somebody who should be literally terrified of. I'm going to stop saying Terrifier as much as I can.
It can be that.
Maybe.
Have a drink every time someone says terrified or Terrifier.
Yeah, I'm going to mention a lot.
And then our audience just shrinks due to fatality.
Okay, never mind. Let's not do that.
Bad idea.
But no, this scene is great because it's very similar to the diner scene. But like, you can tell that everyone here is a little better at their job. The editing's a little better. The set's a little bit better. This girl who plays Sienna is fantastic. Art's a little better. David's better at being Art. All of it is just a little bit enhanced.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about her, Sienna, actually, because when you have someone so magnetic like Art, he's got to have something like another side, a foil, right? And I mean, you have Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers, like boom, there you go. This was the same thing. I was like, I'm drawn to her as well as Art, and I wasn't expecting that.
and they do it both from her performance, which I think is great. Like she's not an Academy Award winning actress, at least from this movie, but she was perfect for this. Like she's engaging, she's fun, and they give her just a surprisingly fun backstory of her dad being the artist and like predicting the character. Like all that's kind of fun, and like they're flirting with, you know, showing a little too much for my taste with the character like art. They're really knocking on that door, especially in the third one. But not enough to where it bothers me in the glasses. Not enough to where it bothers me. Like I still have fun with it.
Yeah.
But like that is kind of another thing that we should probably mention this thing. If as long as you're not severely bothered by gore, these movies are funny. Like he's legitimately makes me laugh, which I feel wrong for to a certain degree, but like now he's being funny.
Yeah, and that was a rhythm to this, that it's like, okay, we're going to kind of be laughing at this guy for a little bit and having some fun in these moments before it's going to get absolutely wrecked. Before it's going to be like just awful town, USA, population, all of us. It's going to, it's funny.
It is. And like, you know,
and the movie and the pacing helps with this, even though, like, generally speaking, through all of them, they're all long. As far as I'm like, we can get to there when we get to the what's not so great.
Yeah.
But for this, it's just like the movie still manages to use pacing in its scenes very well, very comedic, very the right punctuation, the right, I don't know, the just punchline, you know.
Yeah.
And he's selling every time he's popped into this scene. Like, see, for the listeners, he's creeping up on Sienna in a sort of like old school, like Looney Tunes sort of way. And you're like, oh, this is going to be goofy and sinister at the same time. How nice.
And he nails it. And all he's doing is honking a horn at her.
Winker, winker. And her face, like, but she's also doing the work too. I don't know. Two, like we've said, two is kind of the what's good across all three of them.
Oh yeah.
But like scenes like this costume shop are kind of what do it.
Because I honestly feel like you could probably skip the first one. Like especially if you know about the scene where the girl gets sawed in half, like, and you know that's not for you, just skip it. Like you don't need to see it. The only thing you're missing is the character whose face gets eaten at the end and then she comes back. There, I helped you out. Skip it.
Yeah, and even that one, the movies don't seem to care necessarily about the lore of that so much to where like it. As someone who does a lot of lore things, just fantasy wise, this one doesn't care so much. And like, okay, you don't care, I don't care. You know, Face Girl was maybe in the first one. The actress is the same on the list. Cool.
Yeah. Just like to the point where I didn't tell you to watch the short film that came with this thing, because I'm like, it doesn't really do much. A different guy plays Art. He's still great. Like he's still, you know, Art, but he didn't have the animal magnetism that David Thornton does. So
right.
But all right, so talking a little bit more into, I don't know how violent this clip is that you pulled, John, because I did not chance to watch it down. So if this is the full bore, we might turn it off pretty quick. But
the Santa one?
No, that's the one I pulled. I watched that one. This is the it's even the title is The Bloodbath. Oh
yeah, let's not watch the whole thing.
Okay.
I figured just the first few, because I think it's the whole bloodbath as a setup for people. She has like Sienna. It's a dream. If I
It is.
It's been a minute since a dream, and Art just goes haywire on a bunch of kids on a kids show, and it gets awful.
Art.
So, yeah, and judging that the clip is 7 minutes long, I bet it does get something that we probably can't show.
Yeah, I have a feeling it goes full bore. So we'll just turn off when it gets there. But like, it was this scene. Like I was watching the scene the first time when I was at a work event, and I was just kind of like watching a movie with my headphones on. I'm like, yeah, no one's over in my corner. I can just watch this thing. I got to this scene. I'm like, just close the laptop. Never mind. This movie's for later.
I am very fortunate when watching these things sometimes to either watch them at night when no one's around, or, you know, being a work from home sort of fella who can just kind of put it off to the side and have no judgment from any coworkers except me for like, why am I watching this at the same time?
Yeah, this thing is. But like here he is again. Like, so this is Art, and now his mouth even looks more normal. Like it's still like the dude needs to go to the dentist, but it's not like bloody teeth. It's like they just do little things in this to keep him more engaging, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and just setting up her Sienna's struggle with him and her dreaming and her kind of more fantastical element, because her as a character is interesting because she brings in a lot of good versus evil forces of nature sort of thing, that he's just slasher violence, and I don't know, like it makes it scenes like this really work, where the what's it called, the bloodbath at the clown cafe scene.
Yeah,
it just makes those work. And I've had dreams like that she has, not like this literally, but more of that anxiety you get where you're like, this all seems right, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And even that miming that Art does in that scene is, again, very, you go to a mime show or see mime guys on the street and they move in that same way, and you're always like, this is funny, but a little bit awkward. I feel creepy. Anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put up the scene now of where Art meets Santa in part 3. And like, this is another one of those scenes where like, it's so much fun until it's not. When it decides
none of the guys in this scene are throwaway either. Like,
no.
That's what's so interesting about the 3 in total, is like, maybe less so for 1, but none of the people who die are awful. Like, so awful that you're just like, oh, this is fodder. This is more a morality play. It's more like, that Santa is actually nice. I kind of like him. Maybe he's just off a shift.
Yeah.
He's naturally upset at being killed, but like, I feel bad for him because he was pleasant. He actually gave Art the time of day, and even the bartender was like, hey, you're a cool bro. Like, just come in, don't cause stuff, and
yeah, just be cool, man. And then he's not cool.
Yeah.
At all. But like, there is something super entertaining about Art in this scene too. Like everything you said, yeah, but like, just he plays this meeting Santa so well that like when I saw this in theaters, people were roaring. Like right here where he's just pointing like, it's you, it's you, huh? And with his bloody hands, and he's like, come on over. It's such a fun scene, but it brings up, like, going kind of back to what you're saying though. Like, no one really is evil in these movies who get killed. Like, even like the most annoying character in this movie is probably the podcasting girl, and even she's not that bad. She definitely doesn't deserve what she gets, like, good lord. But like, there is this thing that's like, it happens in the first one with the homeless lady who like I know there's good in you, give me a hug, and then later he's just wearing her skin as a suit. This one has the same thing. Santa's super nice to him, and he wears his beard as his own beard. Like, don't be nice to Art, he will skin you.
Right. Yeah. No. Oh.
Like,
and then like nitrogen gas to his arm and freeze.
So if we're gonna finish the conversation of what's good, you're hitting it right there. It's the gore. Like, what's good in this thing? It's Art and it's the gore. The story is fine. We'll talk a little bit more on what's bad.
You notice we've saved the story for not this section.
But like, the gore mixed with the people selling the gore, like the people dying as well as the dude doing the killing, like they all sell it. They're all super into it. Nobody phones anything in. Like, these movies are like, you can tell they are a passion project from the people with the weirdest passions.
Yeah. Yeah. The word that kept coming to my mind through all 3 of them is inventive. Like, damn, that's inventive. Damn, that was cool. Well, cool relative. Like, each one was impressive. Because I'm like, I haven't had a chance to get bored across 3 movies of the shtick.
3 long movies getting into the next section.
Yeah. Just hints for what's to come. But each one, I'm like, what is he going to do next? I don't know. I'm going to be surprised by it, probably. Yep, there we go. Was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And wow, did it look realistic. Holy crap.
Even the rats, man. Like, even that one looked way too real. Apparently that was the one that made David almost throw up on set. He's not a fan of rats. Which, I love rats. Ugh. I don't love that kill.
Yeah, no. But even still, like, I'm pretty good with some horror things. There's some horror where they try to be realistic, and I'm like, okay, I can distance myself from this. But there was just enough uncanny and everyone's selling it, that like, maybe even more so than the special effects. It's the people who are wearing these special effects doing a lot of work, and it's paying off.
Yeah. So that kind of gets into like the what's bad of like the length of these things is a bit of a problem.
Yep.
There's there's this need in each one of these movies to kind of outdo the next one, which I think they're kind of trimming down with 4 from what I've been hearing. He's like, I know I just can't keep outdoing it, so I just want to tell a better story. I hope you do. But to outdo each other, these sequences have to get so insane, like so just over the top insane, where like it peaks to me like where it's like Fonzie getting ready to jump the shark in 3 with the chainsaw up the butt, while listening to a Christmas carol that's breaking the fourth wall.
Oh man.
Like I love the confidence. Like, it's like
And
one of those things
riffing,
where like yeah, that's all great, but it's like we're in movie 3 and we're doing this level fan service. Like I'm a little nervous about where it's going. And like
yeah,
like that movie was super long, and we could have saved some time without the musical number. That's what I'll call it.
right. Yeah. Now there is part of that exhaustion after these wasn't just like the violence and the gore, because after a while that does get to you, no matter how desensitized. But it's like it's just the run times. By the end of each one, I'm just like, okay. Even in 2, like I love 2. 2 is the best one out of the 3 of these. But by the time she succeeds in killing him, she's been through 4, or was it 3 or 4 beatings already? Like they've had a protract. Yeah, that ending scene is like puts Return of the King to shame in terms of how many endings this thing is giving. Like and you're just fight so many times.
Oh man! And then like her brother gets beaten up, and then you had to watch like her friends get killed again, and those were brutal because like those were characters we finally started to get to know a little bit. So now it's like, oh god.
Yeah, at a certain point, halfway through the final encounter, if you may call it that, I was like checking my non-existent watch, just being like, I'm into this, but like I'm getting tired. I chose to watch this late.
Yeah, and that's a problem I think more so in 3. So if we continue like what's the bad, I don't really have a problem with the story that they're telling overall. Like the first one being what it is. It's basically just a very long intro to the character, and then that's about it. But if 2 is this, like now we're starting the story of, you know, Sienna versus Art, or Sienna versus evil, or whatever the demons end up being, like, okay, fine, I'm into this. But for me, it's a question of like, how much are you going to explain? And like, it's not like I have a problem with them explaining it or a problem with the story that they're telling, but it's one of those things where it's like, ambiguity is kind of your friend in movies like these. And it's like, unless you have a really good answer, no answer is probably better.
Yeah, or inconsistent answers that create the tension there. That's kind of what I was hoping by 3. Like, you've given us something. Maybe give us a different something that kind of throws the first something and the something before that off of balance. So where I'm like trying to do this corkboard Charlie Day thing, and I'm like, well, it's not adding up. And it's like, well, no, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to make any sense.
Yeah, like the Art just hitting the pause button for 5 years. I like that sort of lunacy. Just like, I did a lot of good killing tonight. I made a new friend. She's coming with me. This was great. I'm just going to sit down in my easy chair, see you in a little while, and just knocks out for 5 years with his eyes open. Like, that's the sort of just like insanity that I'm like, this works. But then having a demon at the end of the movie literally explaining to Sienna what's going on, I'm like, a bit much.
Yeah, it was a bit too much, because then once you kind of open that gate for the questions, they don't stop.
Yeah,
like when she explained as much as she did, suddenly I'm like, well then why did she, what's down the hole that the little cousin fell down to? What's down there?
Let's go down the hole.
Yeah. Like the sword went down there too. Yeah, the sword went down there too. What's the significance of that? Suddenly these things that probably don't matter all that much become things that matter. And so I was kind of feeling a little bit unfortunate about that.
And like, that's, you know, that's just the concern, I think. Because if the next movie answers these questions in a way that's fun and like different, I think I'll be fine with it. But it's just being in this like the middle zone before they've even shot part 4. I'm like, I hope you can follow through on this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it is kind of encouraging to hear, like you said, making a better movie than outdoing.
Yeah.
Because I think we're from 2 to 3, it's the outdoing trap that kind of gets this ultimately for some things. It's like, okay, 2 is perfect in terms of the 3 of them, 3's pushing it. And that's kind of what happens in these at the end. It's like by the end, the time is pushing it, the runtime's pushing it. 3 is kind of pushing it in terms of what's okay before it starts to get bad.
Yeah, and like that's where like the I'll talk about the two things that kind of bump me in these movies, which is kind of getting what we thought 3 of, like outdoing things. What can you do that we haven't really seen? Now he does do it in the short film, which I just saw somewhat recently. But killing kids, I'm not a huge fan of in movies. I know it happens in a lot of horror movies, like, you know, like the beginning of It. We keep going back to that Clownwell.
I hate that well.
Nope. It's a bad well.
Gonna piece out of that one.
It's a weird aside. But even that one, the first kill is a kid. It's Georgie. And like the whole point is killing kids in that one. So like, I don't know why it bothers me more here. It could be, I can't even say the gore, because in this one, the kid is killed off screen. Whereas in It, he rips the kid's arm off full in view of everybody. But it feels different here. And I don't like it here at all. I didn't like it in the short. I definitely don't like it in the beginning of 3. Maybe it's the thunks. I'm not sure. Like,
I think it's a different contract that none of us signed when watching these. Because, sorry, the adults at a certain level, even though they're nice, they're nicer people. We don't hate them, and we kill them. Or the contract we're agreeing to is that you're going to kill them brutally and meanly. You're going to be mean throughout these movies. And so then when it gets to that kid in the very beginning, he's like, I don't know if I signed up for that, because that kid was a little bit too wholesome for it, and you could have just let them be. Like it could have been like having a kid turn later, you know, be screwed up later. Okay, cool, you can mind that for whatever, but it just felt like something I didn't agree to.
Yeah,
it's weird to say it that way, but it feels like there's a handshake going on with us and watching the movie, and I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like I saw like there's some like online reviewers I used to follow that like it was a bridge too far and I didn't enjoy the rest of the movie. I'm like, it didn't bother me like that, because you're sitting down to watch the most fucked up clown of all time do fucked up things. So like that's what I feel like. It's kind of like, you know, it's like, well, what do you expect? Like sooner or later he's going to push your envelope too far, and I think that's the whole kind of point, is to see where that level is and then kind of go a little bit further and just kind of go like, see, you know, it's just a movie. I'm not sure what they're trying to see with it. I kind of, if it's one of those things where I'm kind of glad I don't know what the end goal of this is, but they're fun to watch for what they are, right?
Yeah, totally. And like, I don't regret any of my time watching these 3 at all, and still enjoyed them. Like, as far as a horror fan goes, like I I hate saying it this way, but I did eat well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you've been like, man, movies aren't violent enough. Oof. Here you go.
And it's the first time in a while that like I usually have like an evening snack, or if I didn't get a chance to finish dinner, I'll finish that. But no, I didn't do that with these.
No. So that's kind of like I guess I should mention the other part I didn't like. I was going to kind of skip it there for a moment and kind of move it in the end, but like, no, I should mention it. We kind of talk about how ridiculous and fun and everything's so over the top. Where like the chainsaw up the butt sequence is horribly violent and incredibly difficult to watch, but then you have a Christmas Carol over it about like art's just getting started. It's a Terrifier Christmas. Like, oh, holy shit! You
messaged me and just casually said chainsaw up the butt as like a side joke. And I was like, when the movie started, I was like, oh no, he actually told me what happened in the movie, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Oh right, here, when's the chainsaw thing gonna happen? And then it did. I'm like, God damn it!
Right up Main Street. But like, it's so over the top that even though it looks incredibly realistic, you still kind of have that like, this is like, you know, live action Itchy and Scratchy. Like, you can kind of get over it.
Yeah.
For me, with everything except for the kill in one of the original Final Girl, when he shoots her in the face, it is so cold blooded that it is the most like, it sticks with me more than almost any other gruesome kills in the movie.
Yeah,
it's just rough. I
think it's just because it's not any of the other kills. And by that I mean, again, that kind of agreement thing is like, we're going over the top, and this is just realistic. He shoots her in a realistic way, and she dies a realistic way to, you know, a gunshot. And it's like, it's weird to say that there's a limit or there's a too real for something like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird to point out things that hit you, but a gun violence in that way that's cold and brutal and matter of fact and point blank, in this feels hard to watch. After even having seen the sawing of the gal in half, like that wasn't too far. The point blank gunshot was. I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That scene kind of like made me pause.
Yeah, it was rough. Like, and that was the only one on this rewatch that still bothered me because I knew everything else was coming. I was kind of prepared for all of it. I even somewhat laughed this time when the head got lopped off, and then the top of the head got lopped off, and then they're serving candy out of it. Like,
yeah, no, this was all new to me the whole time through. I was like, wow.
yeah, it does have a lot of wow. So that'll kind of bring us into our last question here. Will you keep watching? Being the question, will you rewatch them, and will you watch part 4? Kind of a two.
I don't know if I'll go back. Definitely not 1, because that one just seemed like, okay, I got it. Don't have to do it again. And
I will go back to that diner scene. I will rewatch that.
Oh yeah, I may watch scenes again. I may go back to scenes, not necessarily the whole thing. One, patience, but also two, just like, I don't know if I want to watch all 3 of them again, but I will watch 4. I will probably try to see it in the theater if I can, just because I'm like, this would be fun in a crowd. I want to get some crowd vibe with this.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I think 2 has now entered my lexicon of like legit horror movies I enjoy. 1 and 3, not so much. I adored seeing 3 in theaters. It was so much fun. Like, it was just like being in that group when all of that's happening and just hearing that like, almost cathartic laughter of like, what the fuck are we watching?
What did we all communally see together?
Like,
and are we the same after?
In a sold out theater at like 9 p.m. on a Thursday, and we're all just like, it was awesome. But like, I don't have a ton of fun watching it on my own as much, especially because like the characters aren't as much fun to watch in 3. Like, I still like Sienna, but I'm blanking on the brother's name. Jonathan.
Yeah.
I should remember.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, kid. Earn that name. Don't die so
but like
pathetically. Come on.
It's one of those like I still have fun with those characters, but like Jonathan getting killed off screen, I don't really agree with. Like, I get what the director did it to a degree. It's like, oh, you can bring him back if you want to, or it's like, do we really want a character that we've really grown to like over 2 movies get killed in the way that only arts kills people? Probably not.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that in a way I kind of appreciate it. Like, maybe more so than the kid in the beginning of 3. I feel like the director was aware, like, maybe visibly killing the brother who we just worked so hard in 2 to save. Mm-hmm. 2 is like the best one, and there's kind of a cheating that happens there, I think. And I probably would. We all might have called foul watching it if we saw him die in such a mean way after surviving after so much. I don't know. Yeah. The director seems very conscious of us watching this and the acceptable level. Again, weird to say, but he cares. It's clear that in these movies that he cares to give a true experience, a true horror experience that still feels fair.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would have liked is if he's sticking with this, that was Jonathan's skull and everything. I keep getting off track. If that was his skull and everything, it would have been nice to see him at least see art. Like, have that moment of fuck. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, because otherwise it still feels like it could be a bait and switch. So, who knows? I mean, if it is, it is.
Yeah, I mean,
something to look forward to.
Like, going into 4, a potential 4, obviously I'm there because of these, but I don't feel so nervous necessarily. 3 struggles a little bit, but at the same time I'm like, all right, I don't doubt I will get something fun out of the next movie.
Yeah,
and that's a good place to be at the end of 3 when it's like, all right, we're gonna go, here we go again. Oh shit.
I totally agree. I would see, I'm going to see 4 if it's playing in a theater near me. I will go see it in theaters. It'll be a lot of fun. And then I will, like I was kind of saying before, I would rewatch 2. 1 and 3, I don't think so. Maybe 3. Like, if somebody asked me to watch 3, I'd be like, sure, why not? 1, I'd probably be like, let's watch 2 or 3 instead.
Right.
But yeah, like 2, I think will be a casual watch. An occasional watch. Like, if
I mean, we get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, how can you say that about this?
I know, it's so just like, it's just, they're just so fucked up. But like, 2 seems to be the most aware of it and the most okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else we didn't touch on that we should mention?
I don't think so. We've kind of covered some pretty decent goods and bad. I mean, if anything, just getting better at the side characters. I mean, even though 3 is the lesser and 2 is the best, he's the director, the filmmaker is still doing a good job with the side characters and making them feel normal. I don't know. It's like
he made that podcaster, like, obviously we can all relate. I mean, there's a joke, not just at us, but like everyone out there has a podcast, like we're just one of the many.
Yeah.
But everyone can relate to that sort of character in your life. The person just wants to get ahead and, wants to meet people, like bumping elbows with people, who doesn't like that? But he does a good job of like, yeah, she's annoying and, she's a true crime podcaster, but she's not necessarily like a terrible person.
Right.
Like the roommate's kind of an ass, but he's also not a bad guy. And he's
got some good wisdom to implore. Like he's kind of a bully, but at certain points I'm like, is he really a bully or is he just an older brother? And like maybe he's the older brother that Jonathan needed.
Yeah. And you have that with characters in 2 as well, like where they feel very realistic for a movie like this. Like they do a good job with it. And I think that's the reasons. Like if we were never trying to ask a question in the beginning of this of like, why is art so popular? But like all of this kind of is. Because unlike say like a movie like Hatchet series where it's just, fucking murder. Wasn't that fun? All right. Part 2 takes place right after part 1 ended, and it's more murder.
How much murder can you stand in the next like?
Yeah, for the like if you watch all of them together, I think it's like 6 hours, and it's just It's a 6-hour murder scene, which is fun in its own right. But it's like this one actually, there's reasons why he's sticking around and like way things are working. I think it's kind of everything that we're talking about. Like it works.
It works. I will say, in terms of liking the side characters, we got to give a shout out to Sienna's friend, the first friend kill in 2, who gets the meanest treatment out of almost anyone. The mother's head in a bowl, or whatever. That's one thing, but like he just comes in and is like, I'm watching this scene, thinking, this is really mean. I'm laughing, gasping, and horrified, looking at this thing as he's like this. This is the meanest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, so shout out to that person who played dying such a horrible death really well.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
I'm just sitting there like
sometimes he just really lets people have it, doesn't he? I don't know why. Oh man, it's a good one.
How do you continue after having seen these?
But that's like the thing. Like, how do you go watch Stream? It's a movie they all worked on. He didn't direct that one, but like the guy who did the gore in this thing did the gore in that. Like I bought that thing on Apple, like sight unseen. I just heard who made it. I heard that the guy who played Art is in it. I'm like, let's just give it a shot. It's
which one did you say?
Fantastic. Stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I may have to check out that recommendation because
like it's so good. It's very dumb. Like I don't mean that as like an insult to people who made the movie. Like it's dumb fun. It's quite literally here. I'll put up the silent trailer again, and then I think we'll finally call this thing in, because we've just kind of ended now into like full random drone. There it is. Like it's kind of
okay.
It's like a reality show where the murderers are the contestants, and whoever has the most creative kill while caught on a webcam in the hotel wins.
Oh, okay.
So when you have somebody who does the gore for something like Terrifier doing gore for something like this, you're in for a good time.
Yeah, and it's got the guy, that concierge guy. Like,
yep.
Him.
I'm blanking on his name right now, but
I am too, but I'm like, that guy.
Yes.
For those listening, there's a guy, and it's that guy. I'm sorry I couldn't be of any more help.
And now I'm blanking on his major movie Beyond the Frighteners, but I know he had something much bigger than that, and I've seen it and I love it, but I can't think of the name of it to save my damn life right now.
Podcasting.
We're the best. This movie's a ton of fun. It's very ridiculous. It's super over the top. They don't have quite the gore budget that, say, Terrifier does, so it doesn't have quite the realism to it, but it's still very over the top, and I'm into it. Tim Curry shows up.
And
that's pretty cool.
Like good lighting, coloring, and things like that. Just like something we didn't mention is just the lighting in all three of the movies.
It has a look.
Top notch. I love good uses of greens, purples, reds, and just if you can do it without seeming too like indie film with it, like this was our class project. No, like these are some like fun color sculpting of scenes. Yeah. So props to that.
Yeah, it's got a look, and I dig it. I'm into this series. I just won't watch it a whole bunch. No. All right, I think that we've said all that we can. We went quite a bit longer than I thought we would, but I guess there's
quite
much to talk about.
Closer to what you said it was going to be, probably about 45 minutes to an hour. You're getting good at accurately guessing this.
There's a lot to talk about. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have the plug of we're still doing Binge Buddies, and we're still in the teeth of the sea. We're reviewing on the Jaws movies, and then we're going to do a whole bunch of shark movies for the end there, and it's been a lot of fun. And then after that, we're doing something else. I'm not sure if we're ever announced there, so I probably shouldn't say here.
Oh, yeah, no, don't spoil it. I mean, you can spoil it to me, like, after.
Sure.
That's fine. I that's allowed, but not, audience doesn't get to know yet. Still figuring out a way to, like, wrap up Demon Days, just kind of bring that to an end, just because life is going on, and I have so little time to do things, but also been doing the car things, the driving thoughts.
Doing a lot of those.
Those have been fun. I haven't done too many. I've got one in the can that I just have to like get from my phone to the computer, and I just sigh and don't do it. But thankfully, you guys have had a lot more like timely ones.
Yeah. But I've been doing the Peacemaker reviews. I do those every week, so those are fun.
And so those are fun, and it's fun watching those. And then the shorts get like hundreds of more views, and then trying to figure out like what, why, and what. I'm very intrigued. I've been very intrigued how YouTube does things.
Apparently, if I just yell the word video games, a lot of people want to watch it. I said nothing revolutionary in that thing at all. I just kind of like pointed out something we've all kind of noticed, and I got like more comments on that one than any other one. Like, still not like a lot for like a YouTuber number, like very, very small. But for us, it was like, look, people responded.
Yeah, like, ooh, more than one comment? That wasn't, like, my friend?
And it wasn't just, like...
Unrelated to, like, the videos we've been doing, but I got a comment that, on one of these shorts, because I've been doing my own stuff that's a little bit more tabletop-oriented, and I did a short video, because I was learning how to, I was learning how to use the phone to do it, and someone says, not to be mean, but you look kind of like the Lorax. I just kind of logged into work and just kind of like, okay, sure, yeah.
Just send back no trees for you.
Yeah, just the way they kind of like prefixed it, just like, I'm not being mean. You just look like the Lorax. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. I'm not being mean. I hate you. I thought that was funny, but like, it's a weird beast. So that's kind of been the plug. We're doing fun stuff with YouTube and learning at the same time.
Yeah, and we are not, your buttoned up YouTubers, so we're still very rough around the edges, but it's fun. We have a good time with it.
Oh yeah, and still doing the thumbnails, having fun with those. I'm enjoying having your guys' goofy faces underneath a shark.
Oh man, those are fun. Yeah, it's like I'm going to end it with this. I don't understand how Ryan likes Jaws 2. It doesn't make sense to me. I listened to his whole argument on it. It's very well stated. I get it. To a degree, and the degree is liking the movie. Everything he says is dead on. Totally, yep. Everything he said makes sense. Does not make it a good movie. Still a bad movie. I do not like Jaws 2 at all. Is that too much of a spoiler for the episode?
No, not at all. It's just funny. I haven't seen that in the history of Binge Buddies yet. I don't think one person against the many.
Ryan, I appreciate he sticks to his guns. He's like, I enjoy the movie. It's a good movie. It's like, I wholeheartedly disagree, but I appreciate you disagreeing with us. But yeah, no, I don't like it. I really don't like it. 3, though, is a masterpiece. It's awful.
Now
But it's
watch
so
him
good.
watch him hate that one.
He did not. He said we made it better, but yeah, he did not like it. We were very reversed on that. We like it when the shark is not taken seriously at all, and he's like, I want it to be a good movie, and we're like, we want Jaws floating through plate glass windows because it's way funnier.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So watch Binge Buddies.
Yes, yeah, yeah. We're on YouTube, and then I'll upload the episodes to our audio stream at some point. It takes me a little while to get to that now, but we'll get there.
Oh yeah, and then I got to make sure I like turn them off on the YouTube because for whatever reason they work together where they double up on YouTube. It's a technical thing. As a listener, you don't care, but it's funny, and I'm gonna say things like that because we're trying to end this. And it's the Minnesota.
Oh,
Goodbye.
I was going to click end the second you said it. 'Cause we're trying to end this.